Today I am making the most delicious baked ziti I've ever eaten, no lie. It's meaty, cheesy, and my slow cook sauce wraps it all in a beautiful bow. It's packed with flavor and will blow your family and guests away. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this recipe a like. Appreciate you guys. Now let's get to it. Now let's start by grating our cheeses. I was doing it all by hand, but screw that. Freshly grated cheese is always the best because it melts better and you don't get any of the harsh chemicals. Yuck. If you have to buy the cheese pre-grated, I would say the mozzarella, but definitely not the parmesan. I believe in you, friends. I'm using one large white onion. I like to chop them as fast as I can to not waste my tears. I like to reserve my tears for things like sad movies, no carbs, and using pre-grated cheeses in baked zitis. See what I did there? My recipe originally called for 3 cloves of garlic, but I'm using 6 because, duh, we've got to keep those emotional vampires away. For our pasta water, I'm adding in 1 tablespoon of chicken bouillon for extra flavor and about 1 tablespoon of salt. For our meat, I'm using 1 pound of ground beef and 3/4 pounds of mild Italian sausage. I used an 85% fat beef, but you could use ground turkey, ground chicken sausage, or any ground meat of your choice. Brown your meat and make sure to break it up into small pieces. We do not want large chunks of meat in our sauce. Yucky. While our meat is browning, in a separate pan, I'm going to add a little olive oil and saute our garlic and onions until aromatic to bring out the most flavor. I sauteed this for about 5 minutes. Now that our meat is nice and brown, let's add in our onion and garlic mixture to our meat. We're gonna go ahead and add in our Italian seasoning. Yes, that much, trust me. A little bit of salt, our garlic powder, and our onion powder. My pan's about to do a little outfit change because I realized not everything would fit in this pan. Let's add in our marinara, a can of our crushed tomatoes, and I decided to add in another tablespoon of Italian seasoning because it felt right in my heart, and the heart don't lie. I added a tablespoon of sugar to cut the acidity from the tomatoes. Sounds wrong, but tastes so right. Top it with a bunch of fresh oregano. Don't mix the oregano in because we're going to take it out once the sauce is done. Cover it and let it simmer for about an hour on low. For our ziti, we want to cook it a few minutes short of al dente since it will finish cooking in the oven. Once your sauce is done, we're ready to build. To start, we are going to top our ziti off with 2 tablespoons of our parmesan and 2 tablespoons of mozzarella. Add about a ladle and a half of sauce. This keeps it from sticking while we build out our dish and gives it a boost of deliciousness. Honestly, I could eat it just like this, but that would be pretty sad. To begin, let's start with a layer of sauce. Followed by a layer of our ziti. Top that off with a cup of your parmesan and a cup of your mozzarella. Then we're going to do another layer of sauce. And spread that evenly all over the ziti. I'm adding ricotta to only half my dish because I have some picky eaters who will literally pass out if they see ricotta. Super dramatic, not sure where they get that from. Top with another layer of ziti. 1 cup of your parmesan. And the remainder of your mozzarella. Top it with some more sauce. Don't make a mess like me. and make sure to cover everything. This part was so satisfying until I realized that little rogue ziti to the right that would not cover. Finish it off with the remaining 2 cups of your parmesan. You want to make sure everything is fully covered because that's what's going to give you that crispy crust. I topped it off with a little oregano, but this part was totally optional. You're going to want to bake this at 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 30 minutes. Once it starts to melt and sounds like this, we'll put it in the broiler for about 4 minutes. That's what's going to give us this crispy, crunchy crust that everyone loves. This is my favorite sound when I watch cooking videos. It makes me so hungry. Look at that baby. You've got your crunchy top, your slow cooked meat sauce, your perfectly cooked pasta, and that delicious melted cheese. Forget marry me chicken, this is marry me ziti. I would totally propose to me after eating this. All right, let's try this. Okay, Lola, calm down. But it was super good. I hope you enjoy it, friends.